And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Buffalo Wild Wings. This is the Eagles Nest Coaches Show with head coach David Perkins. And we also have Sam Bricata up here, one of the coaches, and we'll also be joined by Julio Ortiz. And we think we'll have a special guest in Emma Davis later in the show as she'll join us, putting the pressure on her later in the show. But we got a good crowd. We got more room over here at Buffalo Wild Wings to have more Menard fans coming in for the show tonight. I'm Tom Bouchie, and we got a happy room. What a game last Friday night.
Ooh, boy, I tell you, Friday Night Lights at Holy Savior Menard sometimes brings out the I don't know what you want to call it, man, but man, when we walked out on the field and we saw them, we've seen video on them, but when we saw them on the field warming up, I was like, man, this might be a little tough. But what a great game, what a great atmosphere it was, and came down in the fourth quarter. We preach it all the time, turnovers, penalties, and, this time we happened to be a great punt by Jake, our quarterback, to pin them back, and, we got the big safety. After we tried to, we score a touchdown. We get down on the fumble recovery for a touchdown. We get down, we drive back down, score, but we missed the extra point, so we're down a point, and get the great punt, get them on the half-yard line, and get the safety man, and we're able to hold them the rest of the game. But just a great game.
Yeah, and we'll get into more of, talk a little bit about the offense, because we saw a whole different style of offense in this game to start, and we'll break down a little bit of the defense in another segment. But just in this one, just talking about 15-14 right there at the end. I mean, it was pretty much evenly matched. When you look at the yardage and everything, at least my unofficial stats, as I'm trying to keep track of them up in the booth, we thought it was pretty even in terms of stats. And then the big turnover, I thought it was down, and of course they're able to scoop it up and run it back. And almost the difference in the game there, but the Eagles were able to hang tough and stay with it. Talk about the atmosphere. You mentioned it was great, but there was a good crowd out there, huh, Sam?
Oh, we had a great crowd. That was probably the most packed I've seen in the stands all year. They definitely showed up to support us for that game, and we got a big win. I love when we have those home game wins. And the students come out on the field, and the parents come out on the field, and they get to hear Coach Perkins talk to the kids after the end of the game, and they get to come in and pray with us at the end of the game, and really brings that community feel to Menard.
Yeah, we had a couple of phone calls and text messages that I've gotten, and when we zoomed in on the crowd and the fans going out there, they just really enjoyed watching it to the very end. And seeing that, and then we pulled back because Emily Wolf was asked to homecoming. I guess that all the football players had something planned after the game to be able to ask whoever they wanted to go to homecoming with them.
Yeah, they plan those things, all the way up to the time it's time to go to homecoming. So, but that was our last home game before homecoming, beside the homecoming game. So obviously they got to be asked, but. Yeah, it's kind of a tradition, but picking up what Sam said, it's just great watching the students run onto the field with the excitement that they had, because it's a great game. You don't know if you're going to win, you're going to lose, and the excitement's building up, and you get the W. And I like to just sit back and watch them just interact with each other after a great win like that, and say what I got to say, and then just let them be with their families, and that's what it's all about.
So you guys on the field, we've never seen Abbeville. I've never called a game with Abbeville in the almost 20 years that I've been calling football. So for me, watching them play a first, and I'm sure most everybody in the stands, it was a first. What were the kids thinking? You saw them out on the field, and you're like, oh, we've got some athletes here. Did you hear anything amongst the kids at all? Do they pay attention to that at all when they're out there warming up?
Not really. Some of these kids. This is probably my fifth or sixth year to coach some of these kids. So I've been with them since they were real little, and we've always talked about not being afraid of somebody just because they were bigger. And they definitely go into that game with that mentality. They knew what their job was, and they knew that their teammates had their back. And as long as I did my job and he did his job, we were going to be fine. Defense did a really good job of corralling that fast, athletic quarterback where he couldn't get out and really hurt us with his athleticism. So I think they all just know what they got to do, and they got it done against Abbeville for sure.
Absolutely. And, if you talk about if we were intimidated by them, not at all. We watched them on film all week, more than just one game. We kind of take into consideration who they're playing and the style of offense and defense that the teams that we're watching them on video do. And, and then we're going to game plan, and we're going to do what we think we can do against whatever team it is. But, they had great size. They had great speed. But it's nothing that we're not used to. We go against that almost weekly. A lot of times we're undersized, but that doesn't matter, man. If you got the right mentality, you got the, you got the coaching, you putting the game plan together, and you got the kids to implement that game plan. We've been beat before. We'll be beat again. We're not scared of anybody. We'll play anybody anytime, and, we'll see what happens.
Sam, talk a little bit about coaching at the varsity level. I mean, coming up, and I believe it's the first year you've been up here with varsity, or at least since I've been here, huh?
Yeah. Well, I was here at Menard. I've been the last 3 years. The 3 previous years, I was the junior high coach, and it's definitely a different age group to coach. There's those junior high kids. There's big gaps in ability just because of where they're at in their age, and some of those kids, it's their first year to ever play football in 7th grade. Some of them have been playing for a couple of years already. But the high school kids I've actually really enjoyed coaching them more than I thought I would, because I was expecting them to be kind of know-it-alls, Oh, I've been playing and I know what I'm doing, but these kids have been a pleasure to coach. They're all very coachable kids. Like I said, some of them I was coaching when they were in junior high and elementary school. And so I kind of know all their little quirks. Now, some of the other kids, I've had to learn how to talk to them and learn what their quirks were. But these are some fine young men that we get to coach at Menard. And, they don't give you any problems outside of school or at school or on the football field. And I look forward to spending the rest of the year with them and watching them continue to grow as young men.
I mean, it says a lot about Sam and some of the other coaches that were down at the junior high level. I mean, some of these kids that they were just coaching last year are now starting and playing on the varsity level right now, David.
Absolutely, and it's kind of good advantage for Sam. He's coached these kids at a younger age, and more than just a year. He's coached them several years. He knows their abilities. He's watched them grow up. He's watched them grow up more than just on the football field. He's watched them grow up in the community. So he knows them. He knows their families. It's the same advantage that I had whenever I became head coach. I knew the kids, knew their abilities, and, I've watched them grown up. So, that's a great advantage we have as coaches. And you're right. Some of those guys that he just coached last year or the year before, they're starting, and including his son. He's got a big role with us, and we got a very young team. And so just about probably 50%, 60% of those guys, Coach Sam has already coached. So, it's a great advantage for us. It really is.
I mean, future's bright not only for the rest of this year, but for upcoming years. Of what Menard has. Sam, tell the folks who may not make it out to the games or know much. Maybe they're watching from a distance, keeping up, whether they're graduates or grandparents or friends. Tell everybody a little bit about your focus on the football field with these kids. What is the position you're coaching? And
well, so I definitely know where my position on the totem pole is, and it's down there.
It's up on the press box.
Yeah, you're right.
You got to stop letting that thing drop. The cover. It scares the living daylights out of us. It's like a bomb went off.
Oh, yeah,
that thing
yeah.
dropped. Somebody's going to have a hand up there, and we're going to be picking fingers up when that thing drops.
Last week was such a nail-biter. I bet you I walked a circle up there, about 10 miles worth of pacing up there. But now I get to go upstairs and get to communicate with the other defensive coaches in the game and, tell them about the formations I'm seeing and, what kind of personnel changes their offenses are doing to us and what kind of, where can we get better on our defense throughout the game. And then at practice, I get to coach the inside linebackers, which is, of course, it's what I played. And so it's really what my favorite position on the football field is. And, I really take that mentality of that the inside linebackers should be the two best players on the field. And certainly they lean on the Mike linebacker a lot, kind of be that quarterback of the defense. Like I said, as a matter of fact, the two inside linebackers we have, I've been coaching them since they were, 10, 11 years old. So I've enjoyed growing with them and watching them become starters on that football field.
I think one of them lives with you, too.
Yeah, one of them lives with me, yeah. That's not always a good thing for him, but no, actually, when we get home, we rarely even talk about football when we're at home. I just want to go home and be his dad. I don't want to be his coach at home.
You believe that?
Well,
no, that's right.
No,
he's right.
In the car is different. When you get home, you're home. So all is said in the car on the way home.
He doesn't watch film when he gets home. That's what he's saying. Because he watches film, he probably has something to say. Not just to Sam, though, but yeah.
Yeah, David, talk a little bit about that with, Sam was just talking about up top and all the analytics that are going on upstairs that maybe people don't even realize are happening. They see you and other coaches on the sideline, but you're getting info, from up there. Other coaches are seeing, whether it's on offense or defense.
Yeah, we're filming up there where they are. We're getting that view, but then we're also getting the view in the end zone, which is the view that I like the most, especially when you're breaking down field. So you get the end zone view, and then we get that immediately onto the sideline with our iPad, so we can kind of go to the iPad, see formations, or see whether their defense is lining up, see little adjustments we got to be made. So you can do that right on the sidelines, And you know what else I can tell? I can tell, and I can get on the referees and say, look, I just saw the play, and I know I'm right, and I'm telling you I'm right. So, and they don't like that at all because we got video the next play. So
right.
I like to get on them a little bit about that. But the analytics of it is great, we got them communicating with our guys downstairs. And, it's just a constant thing for the whole game.
We need to get some boosters, to get a big jumbotron and then hook up our video stream. And then I can learn how to do instant replay.
I like that.
So if there's a question out there, I can replay it 20 times during a timeout or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, we got more. We're going to break down a little bit of the offense when we come back. But there's more. The Eagles Nest Coaches Show live from Buffalo Wild Wings when we come back, right after these messages.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight? We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
To better serve our Senlaw family, Wallace Eye Associates proudly welcomes Louisiana native Dr. Nicholas Bro to the Wallace team.
I definitely feel very lucky and fortunate to be here with Wallace Eye and just to be practicing in Louisiana, born and raised and trained here my whole life. So I do feel very fortunate to be able to give back to this state that has given me so much.
When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
In Central Louisiana, You might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hall. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hall at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
And we're back live at Buffalo Wild Wings with head coach David Perkins and offensive coordinator Julio Ortiz joining us now. You can see them all getting set up with their headset. We got a really nice crowd out here this week. Got to thank everybody for coming out, all the players and parents that are here. And if you're sitting at home watching and you were able to get out tonight, you should have been here.
You should have been here. It's a nice night, too.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We're here every week, every Wednesday, and Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. And we're always open to having you here tonight. And, of course, go back and watch it later. But we're going to focus a little bit on the offense and talk about, obviously, you had Abbeville fooled completely, in that first quarter for sure. But the first play, do y'all dial up like we hear, 15 plays, you're going to run, and set a number of plays to start out, just to kind of maybe get a feel what the defense is doing and what you can do. And then, but start with that first play. I mean, you had them. And it was just a little overthrown.
It's funny because going into the week, Perkins was talking about, hey, we're going to run this play on the first play of the game coming up, and I'm like, why not? Let's go ahead and give it a shot. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? So anyhow, we try to script at least 10 plays just to kind of get a feel for the game. But with the changes in the personnel in the offense, what we started with was something that I thought that we could include some of the younger guys. We're talking about a freshman and a sophomore running back. Just to kind of ease them into the game. Thank goodness we, worked the ball downfield and ended up scoring on that first possession, which is huge, especially playing at home. But it's just about finding the right combination and, trying to figure it out. But remember, none of this works out unless the linemen work. And I want to give a big shout out to Coach Redmond and his O-line. They're a big part of the success we'll have this year.
And, that first play, we call it Pirate. We've run it before in previous years.
I didn't want to say the name.
But it's a trick, but they had 12 guys on the field, but it still was open. We just overthrew it a little bit, and we figured that, where he threw it was where it was going to be open. But I might not say too much more, but, we maybe you see it next year or something.
Wide open over the middle.
Yeah. And I want to say they ran that 12 guy off the sideline. They had 11. They ran one on.
They ran him on.
Yeah.
They did. They run him off. But
I think there's a possible touchdown there.
Oh, absolutely. So the whole key of it is that where the safety does, and so you might see it again sometime. We might tell. But, getting back to what Coach said, two of our running backs, he said we got a freshman running back and a sophomore running back, since Moran's out. But those two guys also start on defense. You got the Mike linebacker, and you got the cornerback, and they're both starting over there, and then they're both coming over here and playing on offense. So it's not easy. And those guys are in great shape, and they're both young guys, and they're both good defenders, and they're both good on offense. They're both good runners. You'll see them again tomorrow, mixed in there with our quarterback, Jake, and you might see a couple other guys, but they're doing really well.
Now, I just wanted it kind of started out with a little bubble screen, or is it supposed to be run that deep?
I don't know how much I should say.
I saw it again on the huddle clip. So I mean, I guess it's out there, right?
It's out there.
Yeah,
it's out there on our on 446
for everybody to see.
Yeah. The whole basis of we were doing initially in that first drive, it was misdirection based. Obviously, just kind of watching on film, trying to figure out what they were keying, whether they were keying the fullback, whether they were keying guards, or even the wingbacks. You get a feel for it pretty quick on the first few plays, and I think initially the first series they were kind of confused, which obviously benefited us. They did make some adjustments after that first drive, but even going back and watching film, there were some plays that if we would have just executed a little better, we probably would have picked up more yards. But I mean, credit to the boys, man. They came out there, and I mean, we put the game plan in, and they executed just like we asked them to, and usually get pretty good results whenever that happens.
Well, you're always game planning and want that first drive to go in for points,
right?
And to be able to do that, and then do that against a 3A school in Abbeville. I mean, 57-yard drive to start the game. Couldn't have started any better.
Yeah, and we knew, we put in some more offense that you haven't seen this year, but it's nothing that new to us, but we put it in for this game, and we knew Abbeville is no way Abbeville has seen this, playing where they play, mostly spread. That's what they're going to see almost all the time. All the teams that we watched on film that were against spread. So we knew, especially on the first drive, that we had them, because it was going to be hard for them to adjust, because that's a hard offense to adjust to. And we did a great job. And when we can score first and score early with the kite team that we have, man, that's big for us. And that's what we did. Gave us some momentum. We were coming off 2 losses. That gave us great momentum and great confidence. And, we were able to – what a great game, though. We were going to get the W.
What adjustments did you see them make? Because you open up with that 57-yard touchdown drive. You got a 7-0 lead. Shut them out in the first quarter. But then looking at the second quarter, we ended up with about 6 yards, of offense, and ended up with 63 for the first half, and it was a 7-7 game at halftime.
Right.
What did they do?
So what we noticed, and having the iPads on the sideline makes a big difference. What they were doing is their defensive ends obviously weren't flying upfield like they did the first series. And they were actually kind of hiding one of their outside linebackers. So what would happen is if our wing was going to motion that way, that linebacker would kind of pop out at the last minute. So it kind of messed our blocking sequence up. Sometimes our fullback wasn't able to get to the kick-out guy, and then when we folded inside, he just kind of popped out of nowhere, and he was on our running back, which kind of gave us, some problems there. But we made slight adjustments. We ended up bringing in the tight end just to kind of spread them out a little more and kind of open up the gaps a little bigger for us, a little wider.
That's what football is all about. We saw some things on film that we thought would work, and it did. They saw it. They got iPads too. They got TV, iPads over there. They made an adjustment, and it worked. and then we made an adjustment, and that's what's going to happen. They're going to make adjustments, we're going to make adjustments, and that's what's the unique thing about football. And it's a strategy with adult coaches watching the game and just putting their things together and just trying to make adjustments for everybody else. It's all about adjustments.
And having teenagers
and you're trying to get teenagers executed, and they did make some adjustments, but we go back and look at film after the game and see curtain plays we didn't pick up yardage, but maybe we should have, because maybe we didn't block the right person or we didn't block the person good enough, so and then that gives us things to go work on for the next week, and that's what we've done this week.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back, break down a little bit of defense. I mean, it was kind of a defensive game. Right. I mean, when you think about 15-14, and, of course, they got 6 off of a turnover. Right. So, without that turnover, we're not even needing the safety. Right. But that was a heck of a play, and we'll get back come back, talk a little bit about the defense, and then talk about some of our cool play of the game, and the Security Sporting Goods play of the game, our player of the game, and then our lineman of Express Professionals.
Lineman of the game.
Lineman of the game. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hall. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hall at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Wherever you are, you're there. Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
To better serve our Senlaw family, Wallace Eye Associates proudly welcomes Louisiana native Dr. Nicholas Bro to the Wallace team.
I definitely feel very lucky and fortunate to be here with Wallace Eye and just to be practicing in Louisiana, born and raised and trained here my whole life. So I do feel very fortunate to be able to give back to this state that has given me so much.
When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hall. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hall at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
And we're back live at Buffalo Wild Wings. Tom Bouchie with head coach David Perkins and Julio Ortiz. Good crowd tonight on hand for the show. And if you're watching, come out and join us next Wednesday night. We'll be talking about the Buckeye game, the Squirrel Bowl, and we'll have some of that coming up a little later in the show. Still getting close to Emma Davis coming out. And we also have our senior profile tonight, Hunter Vaughn, number 77, a lineman.
We have somebody on deck because I don't see Hunter.
Uh-oh.
But if it's not Hunter, it's going to be Jordan Rich, number 5, Jordan Rich.
Okay.
He's right over there. I already gave him a heads up.
Number 5?
Number 5.
All right. Well, that'll be our Express Employment Professionals lineman of the week. So, but back here, you can see the crowd. Talking a little bit about defense. You know, we talked about how the offense opened up on the first drive, as you would want every drive, every game to open up, whether it's 57 yards, 99 yards,
Absolutely.
or 4 yards. It doesn't matter. Your first drive, you're going in and scoring the touchdown and taking the lead. And before we get to the defense, let's just talk a little bit about it. You took the lead, and then we got to see the kid come out. You know, Hayden.
Is he here? I don't see him. That's right. The first one of the year?
Yeah, that's right.
And
nailed it.
So he nailed it. Went back and looked at the film. Their guy barely missed blocking it. But, yeah, he made the first one. I told the team we'd probably go for one because, you know, it's going to be a game or somewhere where we're going to just need one, you know. So and we've been practicing it a lot this week with Hayden, and, you know, we'll see what happens.
Well, you talked about it earlier. You got the safety, the 2 points, but that 1 point also counted 15-14, right?
It did, you know. And, you know, so we sent him back out there to do it again. We weren't quick enough, and they blocked it. The guy who blocked it actually should have blocked the first one, and he just missed it. But, you know, we'll take it.
Yeah.
So we're down 14-13, but then, you know, we get the safety, so it worked out for us.
And he's 1 for 2.
And he's 1 for 2.
Right. Yeah.
And you might see him tomorrow.
Well, hey, I hope so. I hope we've got enough scores on the board that he gets multiple chances.
You'll definitely see him kicking off. So.
Yeah. So defense comes out after the touchdown and does just exactly what you want them to do. Turnover on downs. You know, talk a little bit about the defensive effort. You know, it's kind of a tale. I mean, I had them for about 136 yards of total offense in the first half. But then the second half, really, y'all made some adjustments at halftime, had to have, because you came back. They only had 6 yards in the third quarter by my record. And then I think it was 37 yards or something like that in the fourth. You know, so what, 44 yards or something like that for the whole second half. So, I mean, what a turnaround.
They were close to 200, I believe, for the game. But,
yeah.
You know, we always make adjustments at halftime, whatever, you know, that we think that we're getting hurt on or whatever they're thinking that they can do best against us. You know, they're going to keep trying to do that. So we're going to try to shut that down. But, you know, it's just a complete team effort. You know, it's not like one guy is taking over or two guys. You know, the way we're set up and the way we're built, not only on defense but on offense, it takes all 11 guys. And on defense, that's the way it is. You know, with the injuries that we've been going through, we've been shuffling guys here and there. And, you know, some guys playing on defense and offense. You know, we got to give them a little bit of breather, and we got to get some of these young guys in. They're all doing really well. You know, we've got a good game plan. You know, we were really worried with their speed and their athleticism coming in. Just, you know, we preached and preached and preached, trying not to give up the big play. If we could just not give up the big play, make them make first downs, drive the ball a little bit, you know, we figured we could make them make a few mistakes, or we could hold them, you know, 4 downs. And we did that. And, you know, so we just had a great plan and put it together, and they executed it really well.
Yeah, I mean, they got the ball at their own 41. You know, 8 yards later, they're at the 49 and needing a 4th and 2, and they go for it. And the guys stuff them.
Right. and we were ready for that. Our linebackers are really young guys, but they're not very big, but they can fly around, and sometimes they're hard to block. Yeah. And they can hit those gaps, especially on short yardage situations, and that's what happened on this play. That was a big play. You score first and then hold them and get the ball right back. That's big, and plus you get in good field position. So, and we talked about this before, we're built for defense. Obviously we want to score on offense, but we're going to try to grind the clock. We're going to try to make first downs, and that's the way we play. So we get it back up 7-0, and we're able to get the ball, and we're able to do exactly what we want to do, and take more time off the clock, and just put more pressure on them, and that's just the way we play.
We get into the second half. They get the 80-yard fumble return for.
You see, we're driving there.
Yeah.
We're driving there, probably fixing to score. And it's just, we just had a bad exchange from quarterback to running back. A lot of people didn't even see the fumble. It was like a big pile there, a big scrum right there, and it just kind of popped out on the other side, and their linebacker saw it, or safety saw it, picked it up on a little bounce, and he was gone.
Yeah, I mean, John and I were kind of, I don't know if you call it arguing, but a little bit of a disagreement. We noticed he was running, and I kept going, I think he was down. I mean, was he just picking that ball up? And he was like, I didn't hear a whistle. Yeah. And next thing you know, they just keep running. Then the official started running, and you're like, oh, no.
Yeah, it definitely was a fumble. Like I said, it was just a bad exchange, and it wasn't on a hit or anything, and it was hard for everybody to see. I actually did see it when it happened, but, that stuff happens in football.
It does. The team has to rebound, and, the defense now is playing a solid game. Now we're behind 14-7, and it becomes even more important, every time, because we didn't answer right away.
Right.
We did answer in the third, though, toward the end of the third quarter. But that defense knows they got to go out there and keep playing to keep it in the game to give the offense a chance. I mean, what are some of the things that you guys talked about after that to get them, keep them?
Well, we're going to keep. Well, a lot of the guys are going to have to go right back out there on offense and on the defense. But we just keep talking.
I keep talking. We're going to get it back. 85 players on the sideline.
We hold them to 4 downs, and they got a punt. Their punter's not real good. We're going to put pressure on their punter, and he was punting 10, 15 yards. We're going to get good field position. There's plenty of time left. We're down 14-7, and then we put together the drive, and we get the big touchdown to Jake, to a freshman. And get the big touchdown there. We missed the extra point, but, same mentality. We're going to kick the ball off. I almost was thinking about onside kicking it right there, but, I didn't. But, we're going to hold them. We're going to get the ball back, and we're going to have several chances, and we're going to hold them and give our offense a chance.
It was an exciting game. Then we get down and punt the ball, and it's down at the 1-yard line. Maybe inside the 1. I mean, they were right. And now they went in shotgun, didn't they?
They were.
They went into shotgun, and I was wondering, why do you go to shotgun 5 yards deep into the end zone? I mean, but, we were like, this is going to be this. They got a great shot at safety here. And then we thought Sam Bracata, made the tackle in the end zone for the safety. But tonight we just hear, and you called me out on it that Sam did.
He told me.
Coach forgot it.
No, he told me today at practice that whenever I went on tonight to tell you and to tell everybody who made that tackle. So I'm going to tell everybody. So I don't think he's here, but it was Jacob Janice. Jacob Janice, 32. Jacob Janice playing that outside linebacker. He stayed home right there. They were just trying to get out of the end zone. He actually tried to hit like the B gap, but Sam was in that gap, so he bounced it back out. Janice was there. Then he tried to run away from him, and Janice had him, and he got him about 2 or 3 yards deep in the end zone. It's a big play for us.
Oh, it's huge.
And then we're gonna get the kickoff from the 20, so we're gonna get good field position, and we're gonna be able to wind the clock some. So and that's what we did.
That was the Southern Air cool play of the game.
It had to be.
Yeah,
it had to be. I heard your call too later on it too. I saw it. Your call on that play, so that was great too.
Oh well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Is that the wrong name?
You got the safety right there. Right?
We'll have to go back and cut it in, and it'll be a little stop. Jacob did he?
But we get the ball back. We're actually driving and we're able to run the clock out too.
Yeah. And that's big to be able to do and not give them another chance to go down and somehow miraculously score.
See, and the biggest thing, kind of flipping back to offense for a minute, obviously you want to try to score as much as you can, but sometimes just holding the ball long enough to eat the clock and then being able to flip the field is huge as scoring. And we were able to do that there the last 2 possessions. I mean, great punts. We were able to pin them deep and force them to drive, pretty much 90 yards to score, which is tough to do.
He pinned them back another time, too.
He's been pinning a lot of them.
We've been working on that formation in the punt because of Abbeville's speed. We absolutely did not want to give up a touchdown on kickoff or on a punt, so we went, I don't know if you noticed that, but we went trips on the punt.
Okay.
So we got 3 wide receivers out there, and then Jake's is left-footed, so it's going toward his left, and he's just going to, go a little bit, run a little bit that way, and then he's able to kick it while they're on full speed because those guys are just basically playing a man-to-man. It's hard to block them. And so we're able to get down there quickly and not let them get the ball. And because, man, like I said, if they get the ball in open space, with the kind of team we have, it could be trouble. Another time talking about Hayden Kidd, we preached all week, too. This is kind of funny. We preached all week, do not kick the ball to number 5. And you saw our kickoffs. We were squibbing it, whatever.
Right.
And so we told him, don't kick it to number 5. And bang, just kick a line drive right to number 5, But, Brooks Juneau was able to make a great play. Another freshman, just getting his chance on kickoff. He makes a great play on a guy a senior that's got great speed, and he was able to make the play on him. So, Brooks turned out good.
Brooks has been having a good year. We've been calling his name out quite a bit. You'll have to ask Gatlin to tell you about the time that his kicker, and I can't remember who it was, but for Ash, I was the voice of the Ash Trojans back then. And
I'm sorry.
Played Leesville with Michael Ford, and they were kicking it away from him the whole time. They were never supposed to kick it to him, and the kicker thought he heard kick it to him, and they had all the momentum in the world coming out to start the second half, and they kick it to him. Hauls it in at the 20-yard line, crosses all the way over, and 80 yards for the touchdown, and it was over after that. I mean, they couldn't stop him at all. And he's like, what'd you kick it to him for? And he goes, well, I thought you said kick it.
We've had that happen to us before, too.
No doubt.
So,
it was our game plan. Keep it away from him. So
absolutely.
It just happened.
I think there's another Ford kid in Leesville now.
Yeah, there is.
His brother.
Is it? Well, I mean,
I think it's his brother.
Yeah, I think it is.
Is it?
It's his younger brother.
Okay.
Yeah, he's good.
I wondered about that because I saw a highlight with them calling out the Ford name.
Yeah.
So that's cool. All right, well, we're going to be back with more of the head coach's show here at the Eagles Nest Coaches Show with David Perkins and Julio Ortiz and the senior.
Jordan Rich.
Jordan Rich is going to come up, and we'll do a senior profile. Back with more right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight? We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Wherever you are, our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
And we're back live at Buffalo Wild Wings with head coach David Perkins, and we're joined by number 5, Jordan Rich, the senior wide receiver, plays some defense. Jordan, welcome to the show. And we always try to pull a senior up here, and with this year with 8 seniors, we tried to break it down so we could have one every week going toward the end of the season, and then hit the playoffs after that. So thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about your 4 years at Menard and playing football for the team and for the Eagles.
Well, I actually didn't play freshman year. I kind of just started my sophomore year, and then it's been fun. It's been great. I really enjoyed football more than I thought I would, because at freshman year I wouldn't even think about playing. But then sophomore year I just started playing, and then it was fun.
So did you play any football, being younger, or were you more of a baseball player, basketball, or what?
I played a lot of baseball, and I played 1 year in 7th grade, but it wasn't like that. But I played a lot of baseball.
So what made you go out for the team?
One of the other coaches that isn't here anymore, he told me I should just play, and I was kind of scared to say no, so I just did.
What's your favorite part of the team and being a part of this team?
My favorite part's really we all get along. No one really doesn't like each other, so I kind of like how we're all we're just good friends. So it makes the sport a lot easier when everyone's just really friendly and close with each other.
Well, chemistry is always important. I think that's one of the drivers that can take a team all the way to the championship is that chemistry. Not sure what's causing that feedback. Y'all hear that in your headsets?
No.
Okay. And you were just talking about it. What's the senior? What's it to you, or how do you approach that in terms of being a senior and being a leader for the other kids looking up to you?
Well, I like being someone that everyone can approach. I don't really like to be the mean type of senior. I like to be friendly with everyone. I be as much of a leader as I can while also trying to be approachable all at the same time.
Tell us a little bit about Jordan.
Jordan is really a low-key guy. He's not going to get really real excited, and he's going to get really low. He's just kind of even keel kind of a guy. But he's one of our 8 seniors, and he kind of plays in that slot position. You'll see him kind of what I would call a possession receiver. And he's really good at it. He made a couple catches this past weekend, especially he made a big 4th down catch. That was 4th down, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, big 4th down catch there on a play, and that was big for us, And we're going to look to the seniors to make those plays when we need them, especially late in the game. And he was able to do that. And Jordan's got a good pedigree, too. His Uncle Steve's is your uncle, right? And you may know him, Steve Smith, who played for Menard, in the middle 80s, something like that. So that's Jordan's uncle. So Jordan has a good pedigree. You can probably see him a little bit more as the season gets a little bit older. We've had some injuries and some guys are out, so we're looking toward our seniors and people like Jordan to look to go to.
Jordan, outside of football, are you playing baseball with the baseball team, or
no, sir? I don't play anymore.
What about other activities, extracurricular activities at the school? Are you involved in any other groups?
Tell them what you like to do outside of school.
I like working on trucks and stuff.
Okay.
He likes, he talks about it all the time, especially at practice and stuff. He works a lot, mechanic work and doing those kind of things. He's got an old truck that he has to do a lot of work on, and we got a lot of guys like that, that do those type things, and that's what he wants to do as a career. you know, and he did that a lot during the summer. You know, he worked. He came to workouts. You know, he kind of balanced it, and you know, and I love that in him, and that he wants to work and get out in the community and do things and do things other than just football.
Yeah, well, you know, there's always some shop classes or mechanic classes. Are you able to fit that into your schedule as a senior this year? Were you know, maybe attend Menard for a little while and then able to go to CLTCC or anything like that to get mechanic?
I'm going to wait till after I graduate to start going to trade school and CLTCC.
Okay, so that's in the future. Yeah, now, are they offering that here in Alexandria, or you got to go out to Leesville?
They have a trade school in Alexandria, but they don't offer any classes like that, Menard.
Okay.
Like, I can't dual enroll.
I got you.
You know, it's a little different than whenever me and you went there. And I know when I was a student at Menard, of course that's a long time ago, they had those things where they had opportunity to go to school and go work or go to those type classes. But, you know, we're a college prep school now, too, so there's a certain amount of hours that they've got to get in to be able to get a Menard diploma. And so so it's kind of hard to do both.
To open that up, yeah.
So to do that. But he'll be young when he graduates, and he'll be able to go get all the training he wants, and he'll be able to do what he loves to do.
That's right. I mean, heck, that's a profession that we need.
Yes, sir.
You know, I can't do that work. That's over my pay grade for that, man.
And he'll get paid well for it.
You know, there are folks that I got a good buddy who can restore cars and fix anything. And he took me one time. He said, "Hey, you want to go see this Camaro that I'm going to look at?" And I was like, "Sure." And we walked up, and it had no tires, no doors, no seats, and it was sitting on blocks. And I was like, "You gonna buy that?" And I go, "Man,
absolutely,
you should wait till I'm finished with that." And it was a fine car when he finished with it.
Yep.
He wouldn't let me ride in it. He said,
I got to ride in his truck that he put in. I like it. It's nice, old truck.
So what's your favorite vehicle?
My favorite all time is a 98 or 85 C10.
And what is it about that vehicle?
It's just like, it's the perfect truck. Yeah, it's old, it's square. It's just like the perfect like blank canvas to work on. There's like nothing better than it, in my opinion.
So are you painting too, or just doing all the mechanic stuff?
I can paint, but there's like, it's a skill set. So like, some people are great at it, some people aren't meant for it. I'm not meant for it.
Yeah, I mean, it gets steady hands, and you can't have any drips or lines or anything like that.
It's definitely a skill position.
Yeah. So carburetors, anything in there. Have you rebuilt a whole engine before?
I've rebuilt a 5.3 before, which is a Chevy motor, but I'm not the best at it. I'm getting better, but yeah. It's just the longer you do it, the better you get.
You're only, 17?
He's a youngster.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's plenty of time. Plenty of time. All right, well, thanks for joining us. Good luck with the rest of the season.
Yes, sir.
Wish you the best of health. Stay healthy, and good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Good job.
We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
To better serve our Senlaw family, Wallace Eye Associates proudly welcomes Louisiana native Dr. Nicholas Bro to the Wallace team.
I definitely feel very lucky and fortunate to be here with Wallace Eye and just to be practicing in Louisiana, born and raised and trained here my whole life. So I do feel very fortunate to be able to give back to this state that has given me so much.
When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hall. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
And welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings. Tom Bouchie, David Perkins. It is named after you, by the way, the Eagles Nest Coaches Show with head coach David Perkins. That's where we are. And we got a special guest with us. Emma Davis is with us. Emma is a softball player at Menard, a very good softball player. Had the opportunity to cover the softball team the last 2 years, and you've done a great work out there on the field, but you also work with the football team.
Yes, sir.
Kind of share with us, support folks, for the team are as important as the players are. You're just not out on the field performing out there, but you're kind of taking care of them on the sidelines and helping out.
I give them water every Friday and every day at practice. So
Softball practice, and when softball practice is over, then she's running over to football practice and getting the water ready, and then whatever else we may have her to do. I had her doing some jobs today, and so she's there during the week, giving water, and then of course on Friday nights it's big, and they got to go get the water, they got to get the ice, they got whatever I'm hollering at Emma, I need this, and then she's doing it for me, and doing a great job. Right?
Yes,
What'd
sir.
you do today for me?
We got new water bottles, so I was going through and stacking all of those up and getting ready for the game tomorrow.
And then our strength and conditioning coach Don Fields.
I was going to ask.
He also has a list of stuff for you to do. What kind of stuff does he want you to do?
For game days, we have to get the tape and the first aid and towels and ice bags, so everything else they need.
So you're out there, like tomorrow is an away game.
Yes, sir.
We'll be at Buckeye, which we're not even going to another commercial break. We're going to close out the show talking about Buckeye, the Squirrel Bowl, back on Thursday night. But you're going to be out there, probably after, 7th, 8th hour or whatever, trying to get everything packed up? Or were you working on that today to have everything ready to be able to get it on the bus and head over?
A little bit, yes, sir. We usually stack everything up by the door, so it's ready to go.
It's all ready to go. I don't have anything to worry about. Being the head coach, there's a lot of other things I need to be worried about than worrying about some of the stuff that she's doing. And so I don't have to worry about that stuff. I know it's getting taken care of because she's really good at it. She keeps her ducks in a row constantly, and she worries about it. She worries about how I feel about what she's doing, and she does a great job. And I need her, and we need those type people in our programs because they're kind of people that are forgotten, and they're very important.
So
little softball.
Since we have you up here, talking about that, are you the only? I mean, you talked about Parker and Albanian helping out too, but who else is there helping you out? Give them some props since they're not here.
So all girls play softball, so every one of us goes from softball to football. But it's Parker, Adeline, and Addison, a 7th grader, a freshman, and an 8th grader,
Okay.
and then me, a sophomore. So.
Yeah, and a young team. She just pointed out how young the softball team is.
Young.
They were young last year too. Give us a little breakdown as we go into our final minute or so of the show on the team. A new coach.
Yes, sir.
How's that working out? Y'all been getting together and working with him?
I think everyone's pretty excited. We've been learning some new defense, and we've been playing fall ball, which we've been doing really well in. So everyone's getting ready for season. We're all pretty excited about it. Things are going smooth.
Where you batting it in the order, Em?
First.
Leading off.
Yes, sir.
And what position you playing?
Shortstop.
Okay. Good. Yeah, because you were playing second last
Yes,
year,
sir.
so they kept you in the middle, moving you over.
I would kind of switch back and forth, so now I think I'm mostly at short for this year.
And y'all played last night, right?
Yes, sir.
And
Monday night, actually.
Was it Monday night?
Yes, sir.
And was your first at bat, was that?
That was the week
couple
last
games
week.
away. Yeah.
Last
Yes,
week?
sir.
And I heard it was a pretty good at bat.
Yes, sir. It was the first bat of the game, and I hit it over. So.
Smacked it. Center field, left field, right field?
Left field.
All right. Congratulations. Well, I saw you.
You
You had a couple of those last year, too, didn't you?
One? Against the Royals.
Okay.
She kind of Pete Rose it too around the bases on a home run, because the video I saw, by the time it went over, she was on second already.
Okay, yeah.
So I said she's going to have to work on a home run trot.
Emma Hustle.
Well, half the time I don't even know it's over, so I'm just going full speed.
You just have to listen to mom and dad. They'll let you know when it's over the fence.
I'll
just
hear
keep
my
going.
mom scream.
Yeah. Hey, and you brought up Pete Rose, rest his soul.
Absolutely.
Rest his soul. Died this week.
My favorite player.
Yeah. So thank you, Emma, for joining us. Just hang on another 30 seconds or so, if you don't mind, because that's about the amount of time we get to talk about the upcoming game. But we don't have to wait, 48 hours to get to kickoff. We're going to be less than 24 hours, actually. 23 hours away from kickoff with Buckeye and the Squirrel Bowl. I'm excited to have that back.
Absolutely. Something that
Thursday night game.
Yeah, something we've done in the past. Haven't done it for a while. Us and Buckeye, two different kind of communities, and we'll be going out there first on a Thursday night. It's always on a Thursday night because squirrel season will be opening on that Saturday, but everybody wants to get in the woods on those Fridays. And we got a lot of guys that will probably be going out in the woods too. So it should be a great atmosphere, and we're going to try to go get that dub.
And on the road, they've got a new coaching staff.
They do. Coach York was at St. Mary's last year, so we'll be going against him. And, he's got his own little staff out there, and we kind of know what to expect from them. We've played against St. Mary's where he's been in the past. Right. So we know them, they know us, so it should be interesting.
Coach Foltz knows them too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, little inside track.
Absolutely.
All right, well, everybody go out to the game tomorrow night out at Buckeye if you can make it out there. Should be great weather for the game.
You will.
Thursday night, 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll actually hit the air about 6:40 in the pregame show, maybe a little bit before that because we normally do the pregame interview with you at 6:40. So John Wolf and I will be on the call live on 446 Sports. So tune in on YouTube or Facebook. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And thanks for everybody for being here. For the staff of Buffalo Wild Wings, thank you. They've been doing a great job all year long for every week that we've been here. Join us again next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. live from Buffalo Wild Wings for the Eagles Nest Coaches Show. I'm Tom Bouchie for Emma Davis and head coach David Perkins. Thanks for being with us. Final word.
Go Eagles.